So it's great to see all you guys again. It's been a couple months, and so we're if any of you that followed any of my tweets, I've seen most of you are. That last week was a great week to be able to go see Abigail and Austin Hatch be married, and end up being with Mo on Thursday, and then start the cycle all over again with those 5 young men we welcomed here Saturday. The other returning players will be, and all the other players are returning, but the other players will have a meeting today. We have our first practice tomorrow. Great rule by the NCAA that now we're allowed to have 8 hours a week with them. But basketball skill development was only 2. Now they've doubled that to 4, still only 8 hours, but they really didn't need 6 hours in the weight room a week. So we are really excited about our ability to start the development earlier and get more volume in the summer. So we feel good going into this period. As we announced, we have a trip that we are going to go to Spain in the end of August. You're not going to get. My plan is not to give a whole lot of information out on this. For reasons going to America, a team from the USA going to America or going to Europe is we will be communicating about it, but don't look for all the details. What we're going to do is treat this summer as a great time to get better, and we're excited about the team. We really are. So we're excited about last year and just seeing those 3 guys graduate. Austin, Muhammad, and Duncan. I see Jorana Simmons now assigned with a team in Switzerland, and now we usher in the new guys, and hopefully we can be as successful with this in this era of Michigan basketball, if we could call it era, as we were in this past one that came with after the championship in 14 to 18. There was another growth spurt with our program. I don't know whether we're back to where we were in 14, 15, but I hope not. But whatever it is, we're just going to try and grow it again and try and do some of the special things we're able to do these past couple of seasons.
Ryan, you want to start off?
Coach, thanks for the time. In the final analysis, as you look back on your decision to stay at Michigan instead of going for the allure of the Pistons job, what were the primary factors that held you here, that brought you back here?
Well, make no mistake, I was not offered the job by the Pistons. We certainly had some mutual interest, but I think they had a great candidate, and Dwayne Casey is a tremendous coach of the year, and so as a result, it was fairly easy from that standpoint, where there's alluring things about just coaching basketball, but at the same time, I like really being around young kids that are developing, and you can do the things the things I just spoke about. That you get to see a kid like Austin Hatch through that period in his life, and go to Berlin and see a kid at 17 years old and skinny as all get out, go with the Lakers, and then end up saying, "Let's do it again." So I think that's a primary reason why I believe this is a great fit for me here at Michigan.
Andrew?
Hey, Coach. You bring back 3 regular starters, a couple other guys that started at some point, but then also no seniors and 5 incoming freshmen. I guess, how do you view this team as far as experienced or not? Or
there's only 3 people who have junior or senior written next to their name. So we're whatever you want to call it, remodeling, rebuilding, whatever you want to call it. But we've lost a lot of talent in the last 2 years, a bushel load of talent. And you can replace it. Some years the replacements are immediate, but some years the replacement takes 2 years, and 2 or 3 years to develop that. So who knows? But we lost an awful lot of really talented players, both offensively, defensively, but probably most importantly, we lost in the last 2 years tremendous teammates, and this new generation of Michigan basketball, they may have taken that for granted. You have to work at being a great teammate, and that will be one of the things we'll teach all summer long.
And then you had these camps this past weekend. As you look at like scholarship situations for next year and beyond, how do you manage trying to predict versus how many players you
I
should
said
take?
we have to deal with probability, and you know, we aren't shy at going over our limit if we feel we can go one over our limit in the Big Ten with signees. If the probability says that you know, you're going to lose someone to the pros, or you're going to lose someone to transfer, and basically it's happening, you know, with every program. Our thing with transfers has probably been average. Our average of our probability of guys going to pros is like really high, and so we just got to work at it, and you hand out the scholarships or offer the scholarships with great caution to make sure that we can honor that scholarship when the time comes.
Right in the middle with Matt.
Since Mo's announcement that he was leaving, how have you seen that, I guess, have an effect on John Teskey, knowing that he's going to be called on for a much larger role?
Yeah. John did a great job. John's been here he'll be here 16 weeks of the summer. So out of what, 20 weeks or maybe 18 weeks of summer, he's here 16 of those weeks. So I think he's driven. I think he knows it's not about him playing 10 minutes a game anymore. And so I've seen some really good progress from him. And but he's the key for us, there's no question, as is Austin Davis and Colin, all those guys, and who knows, we could even play smaller than that. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do it, and we'll have more answers as we go along. But John Teskey has in Camp Sanderson for 16 straight weeks. 8 of those weeks are on his own volition. The other 8 weeks are mandatory from the coaching staff. So that shows a lot right there, that he's really doing a great job, and I think you'll see results.
Wojo?
John, you've always been kind of a low profile, under the radar kind of coach.
Yeah, I like that.
But now you've been in the championship game and interested in the NBA. Are you prepared for maybe there's a higher level of how people view you with all this attention?
No, I want to go back to just, you know, I realize it comes with the territory a little bit, but I do like I want this program to be so much about our players and not about our coaching staff, or in particular me. I'd rather have it be about our coaching staff. So I'm not comfortable with it, but I do realize it now when we were leaving the NBA draft the other day, that a lot more people know who I am than I think. So it is something that I love it. I want to still make sure, Bob, every time anybody stops for a picture and an autograph, I want them to feel special about it, which could mean it's a long time to get in and out of a restaurant. But Kathleen's fine with it. My staff is fine with it. It's part of our brand. I would want our players to do the same thing.
On the positive side, doesn't it also raise the profile of the program itself, and more people, not just the championship game, but the NBA thing, because people didn't view you as that, the NBA guy.
The hope is that it will assist us in a lot of ways, that people will, recruiting will be better, credibility when kids come to our program is better, our coaching staff continues to grow through it all, and then it is Michigan, and you know, they should have a basketball coaching staff that is viewed as you know, with a great deal of credibility. So I'm comfortable with I'm comfortable to the most part. I'm not comfortable with praise if it comes my way, but I'll keep working at it.
Chris, so you liked it better when people were calling you Coach Beilein?
Yeah, that would be better. That would be better. We'll call it Jim or Coach Beilein. That's right.
We see these Twitter videos of X working on his jumper consistently. What are your expectations for him in that?
Yeah, I haven't seen those. Will you forward those to me?
Absolutely.
I would like to see those. Yeah, I think, and I saw Iggy had a couple of videos out. So I said, the apple doesn't fall far from the other Canadian that we had in here with Nick, with his famous shooting in the snow videos. No, this is the thing he knows he has to do. We talked about it at the end of the summer, but in those 10 weeks since he left, we're not allowed to work with him at all. And so but we did talk with him before he left, And I think I was allowed to send him a video of what I believe are the basics of shooting so that he and his dad could work at it. And so if X can shoot like I think he's really worked at right now, that's going to be really important to us.
And then
But that's, you know, he still does so many other things for us.
Right.
That he's important in every way.
And then we read that Mara had a broken foot. Do you know what the
Yeah.
future is for him?
Yeah, I think that it is a yes, and it's very positive that he'll be back and in full strength very soon. I think he had one NBA tryout and went really well, and then all of a sudden he ended up breaking the foot. So he is it's fully repaired, and he's going to be really good. I don't know what the plan will be, but it did negate some of his opportunities to play in the rookie league this summer.
James?
John, you're bringing in one of your more highly touted recruiting classes, and obviously they have high expectations for themselves.
Yeah.
I guess what expectations do you have for them as freshmen?
You know, it's as you watch this thing, it's a great question. As you watch this thing, James, it's like, and I've said this over, so I hate to be redundant, but I love our guys that just as much, the guys that came in their first year, they either had somebody in front of them that really played well, or they weren't as comfortable playing college basketball. But by their junior year, the DJ Wilsons, the Mo Wagners were really good. But you also have the Tim Hardaway and the Trey Burke, and you know, Nick Stoss just came in here making plays. Glenn Robinson, they were as freshmen. You could see. You obviously prefer to have the first one, but it really doesn't make a difference. It's part, you embrace it and you get them to grow, and I think it's very similar in the NBA. You'll have some guys that will come in and, you know, right away they're Jason Tatum, they're getting it done, but then other ones, it could be like Giannis at Milwaukee. He wasn't a star as a freshman, now he is. So you just go through it.
And then obviously they just arrived on campus a few days ago. I guess how critical is this point of the year for them before the season?
Yeah, I think the big thing, the most important thing right now is understand the academic rigor at Michigan. And that whole summer they can get way ahead. They can get 6 hours ahead of their classmates that are coming in September. They learn how to navigate this university, and that's the main focus of the summer. Make no mistake about that. Along that way, we can find these pockets to teach them some of the fundamentals that are really important. And it will be boring for them, but everybody understands in the long run you got to learn to add and subtract before you end up multiplying or go to calculus. So we're going to teach them how to add, subtract, assume they know very little, and then just grow it from there.
Back right was Zach.
Jordan and Isaiah, I mean, they arrived a year ago, and now they're the old guys. You kind of touched on it with some of your
Wise old men,
upperclassmen,
yeah.
right? So, I mean, how have they responded? Because they got probably a little bit, you know, more run their freshman year than maybe they were thinking, but now they're expected to be kind of the guys.
Well, I think that I don't know, they're going to be those secondary leaders for us. I don't think there's going to be any questions that Charles Xavier probably will emerge as real leaders on this team. They both have a lot of both of them have a full year of game experience, of real game experience. After that, everybody's had cameo roles on the team, and including those two. But they've been both here the whole summer as well, and those two are showing just great strides because we have worked them out. That we've picked 3 weeks to work them out, and I see some great strides, and they're learning what it is to be in the gym or be purposeful in the gym. Because both of them are gym rats, but some kids spend 2 hours in the gym and don't get anything done. We're trying to get them, you can be an hour in the gym and really get work done, but you should be in a full sweat by that time because it's really purposeful.
Right over here with Julie.
Hi, Coach. You were obviously at the draft with Mo and his family,
Yeah.
so can you just tell me about your emotions when you heard his name get called?
Well, we had significant interest from some teams in the teens, so it delayed. It made it more. There was more drama because there was interest from teams that were earlier than the Knicks. So when they didn't pick him, we let down a little bit. The morale went down a little bit, and we tried to pick it up. And just sitting there and knowing the Lakers was a real possibility, If that didn't go, then this drama just builds. But Robin Magic called Mo's agent like right behind us. As soon as I heard the phone ring, and I saw the smile, and then I saw him give the Mo and saw the tears, I knew what was happening. But it's so, Dre was there with me, our host coach, we had 5 of our 6 coaches and staff with us. To see the camera, you'll know who's getting drafted by the cameras start to move like in the 30 seconds before the name is announced. But we already knew because we were hearing it on the phone. And now the cameras start moving, and there's Mo looking at the cameras. It's a great moment. It is great. And I've been there before with Trey and with Nick, and it was special to be there again. But it is a culmination of a lot of work. No one knows how hard that young man has worked, and how as a 17-year-old, he left his home country and just put all his faith in the University of Michigan.